Yeah, so those are the things that we discuss regarding the flow chart. So today we are going to see how a problem can be solved, or like can be planned first to get solved using the flow charts, right? So we simply go to a very simple example, right? Okay, people, if you got any questions regarding this, which we have discussed last week, you can ask, right? Doesn't matter. And you can get things clear if you have any doubts regarding the flow chart or the things that we have talked so far. Okay, just give me a confirmation. Are you like confident about what we are talking?
Yes, sir.
Right, great. Right, okay. All right. Okay, so people, I'm going to take the very first example to talk with you. So we do an example with me, and we are going to like, it's like this. You are going to do an example with me, and I'm going to give you a question, and you have to do it by your own. Then you have to send me the picture. All right, so get ready. If you don't have a paper and a pencil and an eraser, it's better you use a pencil and an eraser when you are doing a flow chart until you practice with it, right? And get ready to send me a photograph. Like you can send the photograph to the WhatsApp group, right? Which you have assigned, right? So IME Institute people can send to their group, or you can let's not spoil the group neither. Just send me it as a personal WhatsApp, so group will be there as it is. So don't spoil the groups. Just send me as a WhatsApp thing, right? So you just draw it and send it to me. That's all, right? Okay, so we are going to start it very simply, right? So the first problem that I'm planning to do is this, right? So here comes the very first example. I think you all can see my whiteboard clearly. So my first example is, just a second, people. Right. So the first example is this. Draw a flow chart display. Dahamdi, I'll put the phone number here though, so you can send it to me. Right. So the people who don't have my personal phone number, so this is it. Right. So you can go through that.
So we have to send this, right?
Yeah. It's the same one with you, Mihin. So not Mihin, Minul, right? So you can communicate through that, right? Right. Okay. Here we go. Draw a flow chart to display first name and last name of the user. By requesting those names separately, right? So the question is simple. You have to create a program to display the user's first name and the last name. Like it's better I say together here, right? Together. of the user by requesting those names separately. So the computer program should ask for the first name first and the last name as the second, then it should display, right? So this is very simple thing, right? So take it very lightly, and I'll go through this, how it's going to be done. So uh, people, when you are doing the flow chart, remember you won't be able to memorize or visualize the entire flow chart in your mind at once, right? It will build up in your mind once things are going on. So there will be like a lot of erasings, right, and a lot of amendments, right? Doesn't matter. Don't scare for those things. Just go for it, right? If you are finding okay, it is not going to happen on this manner, so just erase it and go for the alternative ways, right? That is what you call making an algorithm, because we are like working with a logic, right? Like we are figuring out something, how the things are going to happen, right? So my requirement is take the first name and the second name from the user and display it together. It's very simple, right? So here we are going to start, right? So the first thing that I'm doing is starting it, start, right? Then the next one. So now you think that you are the computer, right? අපි program කරනකොට අපිට ඒක විසඳ ගන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ ක්‍රමයක් තමයි think that you are the computer. So you start. Now what you need the first name and the second name. So you have to take those things separately, right? So you are the computer. User is in front of you. So you should ask from the user, give me your first name, right? So for that, then user computer එක ගාව ඉඳගෙන නිකම්ම first name එක දෙන්නේ නැහැ, නිකම්ම last name එක දෙන්නේ නැහැ නේද? Now you remember how you are interacting with an ATM machine නේද? ATM machine එකක් එක්ක වැඩ කරනකොට නේද? නැත්නම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ Google account එකට log වෙනකොට නේද? You are requested by some things. Enter your, there will be spaces to enter the username and the password. So we can have the idea, okay, there is a text box. I have to input that. I have to input my email address. I have to input my password. So likewise, here we are creating the plan. So you have to say to the programmer, this is the way it's going to happen. So you are saying to the programmer, okay, the program should ask for the first name first. So program will ask to input. So if you are the program, so you will ask it from the user, input me your name, right? So then we can simply say it using input first name. And people, it's better you practice this way of writing it. First write what you need to get, and then draw the relevant shape. Now, why did I draw a parallelogram here? Because we are taking an input. So it's input first name, it's going to be an input. And then what's the next step? You need the second name. Neither. So then what you are going to do is you have to say input last name. Right? So now you have what you need to do, like what are the things that you need to provide the output. First name is there, last name is there. So now only you have to display the things together, right? So we can say there is nothing much to process, right? We can directly go to the displaying part, right? So just display first name and last name together. That is the simple thing that we need to do. So you can say display, or you can say the output, right? You don't need to write both the words, display or output, right? You can say first name and last name together. So that is going to be your output, right? Then we can simply end it, right? People, did you got this? මොකදුනේ කියලා තේරුණාද?
Sir, can we put the
Yes, sir.
two inputs together?
Yes, Vinod, you can. You always can, right? But it will be much better if you clarify it clearly. නේද? අපි මේක තව කෙනෙකුට නෙදෙන්නේ. අපිට step by step යන්න පුළුවන් නම් it will be much easier. ඒ වුණාට ඔයාලට inputs ගොඩක් තියෙනවා නම් ගොඩාක් input boxes ගන්න නැතුව you can write it on a one single box, right? You can say input first name and last name. Then you can say display first name and last name together. Together word is special because I have said take the first name and the last name separate. Then you have to show it together. So it should be on that algorithm. Right? Okay, people. Yes, Saran, you can write it as input first name. You have said it. Okay. Now, people, it's better you write this example. And people, just confirm me whether you have write down these symbols in your book. Did we take this down?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, great. So have the first example. You can write this down, right? And copy the things. And I'm going to put the second question or the next question for you with a little time, right? So what I have written here is draw a flow chart to display first name and last name together of the user by requesting those names separately, right? Okay. Let me know once you are done, right? Okay, the Hamdi is done. So until others complete it. Yes, yes, Minu.
Nothing, sir.
All right, okay. So if you got any
Sir, did
questions,
you tell to send something to a number?
didn't get.
Sir, did you say like you will give an exercise and send it to the
Yeah. You have to send me the send me a WhatsApp message. Take a photo and send it to me like when
What is the exercise?
No, I'm just not given an exercise. I will give you a question now. So you have to draw it on your book, then take a photo and send it to me. Right? Okay. So I'm moving up. Still, if you want the question, just let me know. I'm writing the question or the exercise, what you have to do, right? So the exercise 1. Right. Give this a try.
Sir, should we write this on the book?
Yes, Saran. You should write the question on the book and you should draw the flow chart. Then you are going to send me the photo. Hello. Right. Onetra, I received your answer. You can see it on the screen, Dua. So it's better, you start is correct, input name is correct, Dua. Process hello with the name. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. That's a good suggestion, right? Process hello with the name. And it's better you say instead of display it, it's better you say display name in the format of hello, then name. Right, I'll write it to
Sir,
you. Yes, Binod.
sir, can I tell the answer? Tell the answer means like, can I tell something like, should we write, put a
Yeah,
process to it, or like, should we just input and display?
you can omit the process as well, Binod. Right, like you can say input the name and display the name with hello. Right, you can say as I describe in the scenario, input the name, display the name followed by a hello. Right, එහෙම සරලව ලියලා end කරන්න පුළුවන්. Doesn't matter. නැත්නම් ඔනේත්‍රා කරපු විදිහට we can have the processing as well. Right, that's why I told you the one problem can have many different approaches. And Dulagi, yes, as you say, you can write hello plus name as well. Right, good. Right, එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ output එක ලියනකොට, right, so let me draw it right over here. And before I draw it, I'll go through the other answers that I'm receiving. Right, Binadi, I'll receive yours. Start, input the name of the person. Yes, Binadi, there is a mistake. You can't say the word. Now hello is done. Hello is there inside the program. You don't need to take hello as an input. You only take the name as an input. Then you can say like without saying your third step, like start, input name of the person, then without input hello, you can say output his or her name followed by hello. Then you can end. Right. Onetra, yes, display the format with hello. Yes, and it's better you say Onetra without format, display the name with hello. You can write it like that. Right, so that will be enough. Right, okay, and the Agra, I got yours. Select, input name, output hello with name. Correct, well done. Right, how about others? Dulagi? Yes, start, input the name, output hello followed by name. Yes, great, well done. And these are some other things, neither. Right, yes, so people, you can simply write. Right, ඔගොල්ලෝ මේක step by step වෙන විදිහේ ලියන එකයි අපි මේ කරන්නේ. Right, so how we are going to do? So start, and what we can say, input name, and for instead of input you can say obtain name, enter name. Right, all these things are correct. Right, then display name followed by hello. Right, and you can say easily as end. Right, so in this particular step, you can write what? Display hello plus name. Right, and you can say the output one. Right, or display hello with name.
So can we say like display like inverted commas hello user and
Hello username within inverted commas.
yeah.
Yeah, you can say it like that. And hold on, the way I use the inverted commas is a little bit wrong. You have to say hello, because we are using the inverted commas for the things that we are going to
Username is a variable.
it as it is. Yeah. So අපි hello කියන වචනේ එහෙමම පෙන්නනවානේ screen එකේ. So we limit it with the inverted commas. Plus name can be changed. So later you are going to understand the things which are going to change, we refer them as variables. So here what you're saying, so have hello with the name variable. So that means if someone is given as name, so someone will be here. If Nimal is given as name, Nimal will be here. Likewise, right? So you can write it like this as well, right? And when you are writing like display hello with name, now much preferable answer is it will be this kind of a one or this kind of a one. The මෙතන ඔයගොල්ලෝ hello with name කිව්වම දැන් මේ වඩාත්ම precise වෙලා මම මේ ඔයගලන්ට කියන්නේ, right? ඔයගොල්ලෝ විභාගෙදී ඕක ලිව්වොත් you may take your marks, but අපි hello with name කිව්වම there will be a problem නේ. Is it hello then after the name or like name then after the hello, right? ඒක දෙපැත්තකට mean කරගන්න පුළුවන්. But these two things that I'm showing you with the star marks will clearly say how it's going to be, right? When we are creating an algorithm, we should be very precise about the things, because programmer's work is defined by us. So programmer will only like will do the coding. Okay, as per you say, this is going to happen and this is going to happen, right? So later you can't say, oh, this is not what I mean, right? So for that you have to give the meaning, what should actually happen, right? Okay, people, now is this clear? I need the confirmation from everyone. If you got any questions, you can ask.
Yes.
Right, great. How about the others? All right. Right, great. Right, well done. Okay, here I'm going to the next example, right? So the example 2, I'll use a different color, so that will be much easier for you. Example 2. So my example 2 is about an addition, how we are going to perform a computation, right? So example 2 is saying, take two positive integers and display the total. Display the total. Draw a flow chart for the above scenario. Right? Right. Then let's clear this particular problem. So we have to take two integers, that is from the user. When they say take, so it should be an input. So we are taking the integers and then we have to display the total. So before you display the total, there is a process which must happen, right? So what should be the process? These two numbers should get add and calculate the total. So that is going to be a process which is done by the computer. Now, if you think that you are the computer, the user is in front of you. So you first ask, okay, give me the first number and give me the second number. Then you are doing the calculation. So if the user is given you 10, then he's given 20. So you add those things up. So you say, okay, 10 plus 20 is 30. That is done by you. So you means the computer, means the program. So the things that program performs are taken as the outputs, right? So not the outputs, the processes, right? So you ask for one number, ask for the second number, those will be the inputs, then add those things together, that will be your process. Then you are going to display your answer or the total, right? So that particular thing should be displayed according to the requirement. Vihansa, hold on, I'll share the screen again. Just see whether you can see it. If not, just disconnect and reconnect again, right? All right. So, okay. Hari, can you see the screen, Vihansa? Right, great. Okay, so how we are going to do? First thing first, we are going to start first. Start. Then we are going to do what? We need numbers. The numbers, there are many ways that you can take the numbers. I'll show you those things, right? So you can say it like this. Input number 1. So it's going to be an input. Then another input. Input number 2. So my inputs are done, right? Then what we are going to do is we need to perform the process. So we can say, you can just explain it, right? Add number 1 and number 2, then get the total. You can explain it. So it is going to be a process. Then what you have to do is you can say simply display total, which is going to be an output. Then finally you are going to end it.
Sir,
Yes.
so in the process, can we write number 1 plus number 2?
Yes, that is the one I'm going to tell it. And Dulagi is asking a question. So shouldn't we tell those numbers are positive? Yes, Dulagi, which is a very good point that you have said. Now, since I have said take the positive numbers, it's better you say input number 1, or like input first positive number, right? Thank you for that correction.
I said it in words.
Yeah, I'll do the correction. It's better you say like that. Input positive number 1, and this should be input positive number 2. Right. And there are much simpler way that we can use, but people, I'm recommending this way of writing the flowchart, because if you are going to go to the industry someday, right, or කවදා හරි දවසක software architecture කෙනෙක්, software engineer කෙනෙක් වෙනවා නම්, you should have this clear picture with you, right? But still there are some other ways that you can write it like this. You can just start it.
Input 40%.
Then you can say input number 1 and number 2, right? Later you will see you can use X and Y's instead of number 1 and number 2, but you have to clarify it at some point, right? Then you can say, you can write the equation, total equals number 1 plus number 2. Again, input there should be positive word as well. So this is going to be your process, and then you can say display total, right? මම මේ අන්තිමකොට මගේ අතින් ඊතල කැපෙනවා. It's because of my this electronic board. You do not do that, right? So I can simply say end. Got it, people? Just give me the confirmation. Are you okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Right. How about the others? No, Seren, what you means like Boolean expression like oh? Is it what you're asking, Seren?
No, sir. If the numbers are positive, then okay. If the numbers are not positive, then we should enter the number again.
Right. Okay. That means the condition. Right? Yeah, Seren, just a second. Seren, what you are saying is right. We can check whether those are positives or negatives. But now here in my scenario, I have clearly said, just take 2 positive numbers. So then you have to think about positive numbers, since it is a prerequisite, because I have requested for you to do it with the positive numbers. Then in case if I told you take two numbers, if they are positive, just add it and show me the total. Then you have to check, right? So what you are saying is correct on that particular place. Got it, Seren?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, people. So you can copy this down. I'm going to give you the next question within a moment. And people, I need you to say this, and you will feel that we are doing this flow chart part like for another 2 or 3 classes, right? Api class දෙක තුනක් යනකම් flow charts තමයි කතා කරන්නේ, flow charts and pseudocode, because program will be nothing for you when you know how to handle with an algorithm. Programming වලට ආයන් පස්සේ then only you need to know input එක ලියන්නේ කොහොමද. So when you know how to input, so only you only need to clarify what's the syntax is. ඒක පුතේ හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. Now when you are like very confident with the flowcharts and the pseudocodes, like the algorithms, you can master any programming language. You only need to know how the syntax are. කොහොමද මේක ලියන්නේ කියලා. ඒක හරියට අපි කතා කරන්න දන්නකොට අපිට භාෂාවල් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා වගේ. අපි කතා කරන්න දන්නවනම්, express කරන්න දන්නවනම්, if you know Sinhala, we can express it in Sinhala. If you know English, we can express it in English. Right? If you know Chinese, we can express it from Chinese. So you know how to talk first, right? So this is the way we are learning how to talk, right? Okay, just indicate me once you are done. I'm going to give you the next flow chart. It should be written by you.
Done.
Right, I think one is done. How about the others?
Done, sir.
Okay. Minoli is done as well. So I'm moving a little bit upwards. So I'm writing the question right over here. So this is going to be your second exercise. Exercise 2.
So I wrote everything as X.
Didn't get me, no.
I wrote everything as X.
No, never mind. Only thing is you need to have the ability of drawing this menu. Doesn't matter, right? Right. Now here there is little more parts that you need to think, right? So I'm asking you to get 3 numbers, add those things, and you have
Sir,
to. Yes, 7.
sir, are these also positive?
No, here I have said draw a flow chart to add any 3 numbers, right? Any 3 numbers. Then you can disregard whether it is a positive or a negative. You can just ask for a number. You don't need to worry about whether it is a positive or a negative one. So whatever the numbers are given, you just add it and display the total as well as the average of those numbers, right? Okay, give it a try.
Sir,
Yes, 7.
sir, we should display the total and the average at the same time, right?
And it doesn't matter, 7. You can first display the total, then display the average. You can display the average later or the total next. You can display those things together. That doesn't mind. So like the purpose is to take the average and the total. That's all. If you are not figuring this out, just tell me, I'll help you. Right, Minol, I got your answer. Let me see. Yes. Brilliant. Okay, good. And Minol, it's better you say what's N1, N2, and N3 at the initial point, right? So like input number 1 and take it as N1. That is the very correct way of writing it, Minol. Otherwise, like now, when you are given this to the programmer, then programmer will ask, okay, what is N1 and N2 and N3? Is it the numbers or it's the words
So,
or what
but
are
that
those?
any number, so we can take it as like N1. We have to include a number in N1 as
Yeah,
because N1
but
is a variable.
when you're giving it to the programmer, does he have that idea? Like them architecture ගොඩක් වෙලාවට programs ගොඩක් නැත්නම් systems ගොඩක් එයා හදලා programmer ට තියලා යනවා. Right? So programmer just have the stack of work and will go through it one by one. So if you put this with the programmer, if we catch this later, then in a place that you are not available, so he will think, oh, what is going to be the n1 and n2 and n3, like is it just the numbers, or is it that now when it comes to the programs, there are more things to worry about. Is this integers, is this floating values, or is this complex values? What are these things? So it's better you
But in a flowchart, that it's
you have to in one single point it is enough. You can say input number 1 and consider it as n1. That will be enough. Like, or else you can say input number 1, number 2, number 3 and consider them as n1, n2 and n3. Then after you can use n1, n2 and n3. The initialization part should be there minimum. Otherwise, no, it's like this can be understood, right? But it's not going to be a good practice, right? Your one is totally okay, algorithm is totally correct, right? You only need to come up with that particular thing. Onetra, I'm receiving yours. Let me see the okay, input number 1, number 2 and number 3. Total is this, display total. Yeah, you have to say calculate the average of the of 3 numbers, and it's better on Etra. You can see, you can show how the average is done, because it is up to the architecture to figure out like how the calculation and processes should happen, right? For the clear right? Other than that, others are fine, other steps are fine, right? Yeah, I've received the Dulagi's one. Yes, so Dulagi, yes, yes, great. Yes, Dua. Now this is a very good one. Good Dua. It's nice and it's complete. All right, good Dua. Right. Okay. Let me see any other. Yeah, Saran, I found yours. Yes. Saran, it was the previous one. Yeah, I found some previous things as well. Okay, how about others? You should send me everyone should send me the answer, because I have to go through how the things are going to happen. So far I received from Minul, from Onetra, and from Dulagi. Others?
So I said my one.
Okay. Let me see. Saran, it's not still here. It will received. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yes, I received it now. Right. Yes. Hold on. Saran, just don't use the words like them, it, and all these things. You should be very technical, Saran. Like input number 1, number 2, and number 3. Add number 1, number 2, and number 3. We should describe it, Pudha, like step by step, right? And display total. calculate the average, it's better you say how to calculate it and display the average, right? Got it, Saran?
Yes, sir.
Right. Binadi, I got yours.
So
Yes, Puta. Who is this?
the initialization only happens in repetition flowcharts, right?
No, 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 no. Initialization means like here in the
In a
flow
like
chart.
it gives a value, it already has a value, then you take that
Yes,
value.
yes, yes. So in here, the when we are having the user inputs, initialize happens when the input happens. Now, if we take the general term called initialization, we are saying what kind of a value this particular variable is having at the very first time. So when we are having the inputs, it get initialized through the input. But in a programming language, we can use some kind of a function or some kind of things to take the input, and it will be assigned to a variable at that point. So we don't need to initialize it separately. But in a flow chart, we don't have that kind of technical terms. So we have to give the idea what is going to be n1. Then ඔයා ඇඳපු flow chart එකේ n1 define නොකිරීම ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් නොවෙන්න පුළුවන්. But having that practice will lead you to something complex to define in the very same way. එහෙම වුණොත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා. අපි clear වෙන්න ඕනේ like from the bottom, right, from the scratch. What you're saying is
So
correct.
no,
Initialization happen for things like the variables that we are using in the iterations.
so I mean like now, like you when you write now, if they want to add two numbers, you always they like we have to check something a variable close to that. So like num1 or num or n like that goes like
Yeah,
goes.
that goes, but again, that's what I'm saying. If it is getting complex, right, then හිතන්නකෝ complex equation එකකට අදාළව තියෙන variables ටික අපි input කරගන්නවා කියලා. So there can be floating point values, there can be integers, there can be complex numbers, there can be the long integers. වෙනස් තැන් වලින් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. So ඒක clarify කරන එක තමයි මිනුල් හොඳම දේ. Now, it is the good practice. What I'm saying is nothing that is wrong, but a good practice and a bad practice, right? අරහෙම වෙනකොට ඔයා clear, ඔයා කරන දේ clear, ඔයා කියන දේ clear. That's why I'm saying. Right? Okay, so Binadi, yes, I told you your one is okay, Dua. Yes, great. So let me see the others. Yes, I have received the Agra's one. So the first one is correct as well. So the second one, Agra, yes, input number 1, number 2, number 3, yes, okay. Agra, you have made a mistake, Puda. You have gone in two different paths from a process, which we can't do, Puda. Right? So like once you done when you are calculating the total, then you can say divide total by 3 to calculate the average. So that process should be much described, right? Divide total by 3 to calculate average. So you have calculate the total at the previous step, then you have calculate the average in the next step. Then you can say display total and average, right? So you don't take it goes on two different ways. දෙපැත්තකට යන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙන පුතේ condition එකකට විතරයි. Other shapes or like other components are flowing one after the other.
Okay.
තේරුණාද Agra?
Yes.
Right, great. And yes. Yes, Binadi, yes. Now it is correct. Now it is correct. Right. I can't really catch the name of this child. කවුද මේ the number who is ending with 276. මට පුතේ මම save කරගෙන නෑ මම හිතන්නේ ඔයාගේ නම. I really don't get the contact says Asanga or Asanga. Yeah, anyway, yes, what you have done is correct, right? So it's a correct representation. Good, right? So the things that I have noticed, some have said something like calculate average. Right, so instead of writing this, so calculate average, it's better you like yeah, Seren, method of finding average should be written in brackets. Not always, Seren. Then what to make calculate average kinata vada, instead of this part you can say if you are writing this, it's better you write it on this manner. Calculate, I'll add the part which is missing. And say calculate average by dividing total by 3. So it should be that kind of a thing, right? Calculate average kiyanne nathuwa thawa එක describe වෙන්න ඕන. Otherwise you can say it like this as well. Average equals total divided by 3. Other than that, you can say like number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3 divide by 3, right? නැත්නම් අර සෙරන් අපිට කිව්වනේ, do we need to use brackets පාවිච්චි කරන්න වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? මෙතනට brackets දාලා, so you can write it මෙහෙම 3 ලියන්න පුළුවන් අපිට. You can write it like this as well. So anyway is correct. Yes, Saren. Now, when it comes to the programming language, there are certain kind of operators. So you have to use the brackets, especially when you are writing something like this, which I written at the very bottom. Yes, what you are saying is correct. All right. So let me see whether everyone has sent me the answers. Minul, I got yours. Agra, Binadi, Dahamdi. Did you send me the answer, Puta? And Onetra, I got your Seren. Sinura and Vihansa. Did you guys send me the answers? I got some ones, and who is this?
Sir, I sent.
Right, okay, Dua. So then I have, okay, right, okay. Make out the brand. Yes, Vihansa, I got yours. So yes, Dua, you have to change the place where you say get average. Average right? Right, should be one of these things. Right? Should be something like this. Calculate average by dividing total by 3. Right? Sinura, did you send me the answer? Right, Dahamdi, it may be yours that I was reading. Neither. Dahamdi, is your phone number is ending from 276? Right, great. I got yours. And yeah, Sinura, can you hear me, Puta? All right, okay, Sinura. Sinura, but you have to send me the answers, right? Otherwise, you have to email it to me, right? Okay, people. So I'm moving to the next one. So now I'm going to introduce you a condition. Now, so far, what I'm saying is, what we have written can be categorized under the section or the structure, which is called the sequence. Right now, it is there in your textbooks as well. So the control structures, we talk about the sequence. Now, sequence means what? The things which happens one after the other, right? So those are called the sequence, right? So here, what they have given the as the example, if the steps from the beginning to the end of an algorithm are carried out in a strict order, it is called a sequence, right? So like climbing up or down the step by step when going on a staircase. Student who were admitted to grade 1 of the school continue studies till grade 13, right? So those can be taken as sequence. So you can't like what, jump to the grade 2 without staying in grade 1, right? So those are called sequence. So the next one I'm going to tell you is what is about the selection. Right now, in programming, there are two places, or like the two scenarios where we need to use this condition box. Do you remember what condition box is? Right, the diamond shape which we discussed, right? This thing. So this diamond shape help us to do a selection. Now selection means what? Now when you now it's like this. Now when you need to go to the Anuradhapura, there are several different roads that you can travel. So you are going to choose one of those. Right? So our problem is reaching to Anuradhapura. So we have the path like what? We are the, let's say we are the Kandy to Anuradhapura, and the other one is we are the Kurunagal to Anuradhapura. So we are going to choose one of those. So selection always pressuring you to find one path to do a thing, or to perform something along the algorithm. And that path will be chosen according to the condition clarified inside the condition box, right? So that is very important. The path will be chosen right? So the path will be chosen according to the condition question asked inside the condition box. And again, I am reminding you that question should be something can be answered in yes or no, right? Oh hari nae hari කියලා අහන්න පුළුවන් question එකක් තමයි තියෙන්න ඕනේ, right? Okay, let's see a simple example, right? I think it's the example in your textbook, what I'm getting into my mind, but maybe I'm going to write it, right? So here's the example 3. Right, so I'm telling you to draw a flow chart to display positive for given positive number or negative. People just excuse me for a moment. For given negative number. So here the question is having an assumption. Assume user will not input 0 as a value. Right? Now what's the question is, draw a flowchart to display positive for given positive number or negative for given negative number. Assume user will not input 0 as a value. So here only one value will be given, right? එක number එකක් දෙනවා. ඒ number එක positive නම් positive කියලා පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ, negative නම් negative කියලා පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ. Now how we can recognize whether a number is positive or negative? Yes, people, give me the suggestions. How we can recognize whether a number is positive or a negative? Yes. Any suggestions?
If n greater than 0.
That's correct. Yes, Dulagi, it is by a condition. So I'm asking what should be the condition? Was it Saran or the Minul or someone else?
It's Minul.
It's Minul, right? So as Minul says, if the number is greater than 0, that's what you are saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If the number is greater than 0, then it can be
Yes,
considered as what?
Positive.
Positive. So do we need another condition to figure out the number is negative?
No.
Yes, no. Because the other side, because condition has two parts, neither?
Yes.
The question and the answers can be on yes path and the no path. So if it is on the yes path, then we can figure out something. If the condition is not, then we can say things in the no path. So let's begin. Right, Binadi, yes, to as you say, it's the sign from the positive and negative, but here we can't check the sign doer. We have to have a logic of doing it. That's why we are taking whether it is more than 0, right, larger than 0. So here we are going to create the algorithm. So we start and we ask for a number. So input a number. It's going to be an input. Then you are going to check the number. So that means you need a condition. So here, remember, you always, in most of the cases, you are starting it from is word, right? Is, not if. If is a term which belongs to the programming languages. Here we are just asking thing, we are just explaining thing in general language, right? So is.
But pseudocode is
Yeah, pseudocode it can, because it says about some structures, Minu. You're correct. Is number larger than 0? You should have the question mark and the end. So you can have yes path and you can have no path. So the question is number larger than 0? If it is yes, then what's going to be? That means it's a positive value. So we are going to say display positive. Right? So in other case, if it is not larger than 0 and we have given an assumption, the user is not inputting the 0, right? So that means either it is a negative value or a positive value that user is going to give. So if it is not larger than 0 means display negative. Now remember people, this is not over, because if we start it, we have to end it. So where you are going to end it? Now you have two parts. Right now in flowchart, there can be more than one ends, but in good practice manner, we are just going to maintain a one single end, right? So you can have end on any after any output, or like after display positive, you can have an end. Then you can put end over here, and you can connect this line to this particular place, right? Why I'm connecting it? Because flow should show you how to flow. So you start, you take a number, you check it. If it is larger than 0, you display positive and you end. Or else you start, you take a number, you check it whether larger than 0. If it is negative, so you display negative, then you end, right? It must be there, right? එතකොට ඔයගලන්ට පුළුවන් positive වල ගාව end දාලා මෙහෙම connect කරන්න. එහෙම නැත්නම් you can have the end at the negative and you can connect the flow after the display positive one, which is connecting to the end path. මතක තියාගන්න අපි path එකටයි connect කරන්නේ, right? Path එකටයි connect කරන්නේ. Right, people, is this clear?
Yes.
Right, great. How about others? Okay.
So that means that like when we do, can we write an input number as n1 n?
Yes, great. You can have input number as n1. Then is n1 larger than 0? Then you can go on. Yeah. How about others? Dulagi, Dua, you have said no. Didn't you understand that, Dua? Do you need me to explain it again? Right, okay, right, okay. Seran, I'm not getting what you are saying.
So we can change the direction of yes and no, right?
Yes, definitely. But be careful to have the correct respond, or like the correct next step according to that, right? That doesn't matter. There is no rule of having ears to the right hand side, having no to the bottom or something like that. You can have it, doesn't matter, right? But only two flows you can have, right? One inflow can be there and two outflows. Yes.
So for flowchart, it's start and stop, right? Not end.
Yeah, there are ways we can handle that, you can use end, you can use stop. That doesn't matter. Even in pseudocode, you can have start, you can have begin, right? Those are not very much strict. And people, while we are talking, you can take down the question as well. Okay, people, so you can take down the question and you can we can end the session for today. So we are going to start by doing a question regarding the if.
So for the whole term, it's programming, right?
On next, Minul?
For this whole term, it's programming, right?
No, it's we need to do the next lesson as well, Minul. So there are 6 lessons now. So I'm planning to finish 3 lessons by this term. So what I'm planning is to get over with the syllabus by end of August. So you will have the things to practice after the August the papers and all this stuff. We'll see, right? So අපි එක plan කරගමු ඒක වෙනස් වුණොත් ඒක එහෙමයි. We'll see what happens. For this term, there are 6 lessons and 2 lessons should be done. Right, people?
Thank you, sir.
Right, okay. Have you, if you have take down the things, you can get disconnected, right? Doesn't matter.
Thank you, sir. Good
Right,
night.
okay. Right, okay. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Right, okay. Have a good night. People who are writing still, I'm here, right? Don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Right, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right, okay. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Right, okay. Right, Sana.